You're watching Local 5 News at 6 in HD. We are Iowa's most accurate weather team, and we start with your forecast first.
Well, hi, everyone. Been kind of a dreary day out there, but at least temperatures have been on the mild side. We're in the 60s. Most of the rain is gone now. We had about a 1/10 of an inch. We are going to see clearing skies tonight and some really nice weather tomorrow. The sun returning, and the sun's going to stick around. We'll be around the mid-60s tomorrow afternoon, and it gets warmer in your forecast coming up.
Local 5 News at 6 in HD starts now. We are Iowa.
Families, entire soccer teams, people of all walks of life are showering their support on the grieving Urbandale Police Department. They bring gifts of flowers and food to add to this growing memorial. It's a touching reminder of today's tremendous loss and the incredible way Iowans pull together in times of tragedy.
Yes, a very dark day here in the Metro. Good evening and welcome to Local 5 News. I'm Jack Miller.
And I'm Stephanie Engelson, and we do thank you for being with us on this very sad day. Tonight, in-depth coverage and ambush on the Badge. These are the fallen that two police officers gunned down in the line of duty this morning. Des Moines Sergeant Tony Bimini and Urbandale Officer Justin Martin. Police say neither of them had a chance to defend themselves, and they were shot by the same man. Police have arrested this man, Scott Green. He's in custody, but in the hospital right now. Now, this all unfolded just after 1 a.m. in two different locations.
Yeah, the two shooting locations are just 2 miles apart, one in Des Moines, one in Urbandale. The first crime scene was here, 70th and Aurora. Police say Officer Justin Martin was gunned down while sitting in a squad car. He was not on a call for service. Police say the gunman just walked up and started shooting. You can see from the crime scene video it was dark and it was rainy. Then 20 minutes later, police say Green opened fire on a Des Moines police officer here at Merle Hay and Sheridan in Des Moines. They're not sure how Green got from the first scene to the second. You can see the bullet holes in the car and the word sergeant on the side of that cruiser where Tony Bimini was shot. Investigators think Green opened fire on him here, and Bimini never saw it coming. Then Scott Green went on the run for 8 hours.
Urbandale schools never opened today, and the manhunt ensued after police put out the All Points bulletin for Scott Green. Green eventually showed up in Dallas County in Redfield. Here's the 911 call of him giving himself up.
Subject in custody. Confirm that this is the suspect we're looking for. At this point, this is confirmed. This is confirmed. EMS is en route. We do not have a location on the suspect's vehicle.
Officials captured Green just south of Redfield in Dallas County near the intersection of 320th Way and G Trail. Police say Green gave himself up to a Department of Natural Resources employee. He showed his ID and ended the chase due to a medical condition. After he was taken to the hospital, officials blocked off the roadway and spent the day in the field searching for any evidence.
Well, here are the photos again of the officers who are lost. Officer Justin Martin was shot first in Urbandale. Sgt Anthony Bimini was shot second, just 2 miles away. Shortly after they were identified as the victims, we heard stories of the kind of men they were. 24-year-old Justin Martin served many roles in his time on the Des Moines Police Department, but we're told he was especially proud of this, working on the tactical team. He was also a very well-respected resource officer at Roosevelt High School in Des Moines schools. Local 5's Elias Johnson joins us now from the Digital Media Center with more on the life of Justin Martin.
24-year-old Justin Martin was one of the newest additions to the Urbandale Police Department. He completed his training in August, and since then, since the 22nd, has been patrolling the streets with high expectations. That, according to the chief today in the press conference. Now, as we look back at who this man was, we turn to social media, and that's where we find something rather significant. One of his only public posts that you see on his Facebook wall is dedicated to Jamie Bunting. He, too, was an officer in Rockwell City, where Justin grew up, and he lost his life 3 years ago. But in the post, Justin thanks Jamie, saying he was lucky enough to be able to be taught by him on how to use a handgun. Jamie Bunting was one of the firearms instructors at the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy, where Justin Martin graduated from after completing college at Simpson College. In the Digital Media Center, I'm Elias Johnson, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
And Officer Martin was very involved in his community at Simpson College. He graduated from their law enforcement program. Tonight on Local 5 News at 10, we'll hear from some of his former professors.
Of the second officer who lost his life, Des Moines Police Sgt Anthony Bimini. We were told today he goes by Tony, and he was a very popular officer. Sergeant Bimini has been with the Des Moines PD since 2005. He has served in many roles, including the SWAT team, and was recently promoted to sergeant. And he was well known for his work as a resource officer in Des Moines schools, a job where he made a true difference.
Great guy, wonderful with students, fair-minded. We love our SROs, though. They're just valuable in our building.
Yeah, he made a great connection with our staff and our kids. Fair-minded, worked with integrity and fairness. He was just a wonderful human being. Great police officer, but an even better man.
And Sergeant Paul Parizek with the Des Moines Police Department was visibly upset today talking about Sergeant Tony Bimini. He said losing Tony was very difficult. Those were his words. Sergeant Bimini leaves behind a wife and children.
And that's tragic. The two officers killed today were both heavily involved in their communities.
That's right. We've mentioned the support these men received from their brothers in arms, but that's not all. The entire metro community is really coming together.
I can't fathom what's going on. They they're working and they're trying to keep us safe, and I just feel devastated for them. I mean, they lost a member of their family.
Well, thank you. What's that like to have that?
I think everybody feels pretty helpless, and I think no one knows what to do to make it better, and so this is their way of showing us support, and it's greatly appreciated.
It's pretty hard to see, to be honest. And, you know, you hear about these things, but you never expect it to happen to your community, especially, you know, in the way that we all paint Urbandale to be such a wonderful place to live, and it is, and we just don't expect these things.
I had to do something. It wasn't much, but I had to do something.
Just can't stop worrying about, you know, the family of that individual that did die, and our thoughts and prayers are with both police departments and both Justin and Tony's families, but it doesn't make it any easier.
And tonight we have new information about the suspect who police arrested in connection with these two shootings.
Again, Scott Michael Green is considered the main suspect. Here's his photo again. Local 5's Amanda Krenz has more tonight on who exactly Scott Green is. She is live outside the Urbandale Police Department with an update.
Jack and Stephanie, before I talk more about the suspect in this case, I have to acknowledge what is happening all around me here at the Urbandale Police Department. As you've seen, this is an incredible memorial behind me that has grown exponentially throughout the day. When I was here at 5 o'clock, I said people were streaming in. They were getting off work, coming by, paying their respects. People have flooded the parking lot. They're being a little camera shy right now because they don't want to be behind the camera. They don't want to be in front of the cameras, rather. But what they're doing is lining up. They're giving hugs and they are shaking hands with the Urbandale officers who are out here. We're seeing grown men in tears. We're seeing little kids whose eyes are looking around, not really understanding, but knowing that this is a really significant occasion. So people of all kinds just coming out here to pay their respects. It is quite remarkable indeed. Now, more about the suspect in this case. Today, the Urbandale police chief said in his news conference that Scott Green may have had a military background. That's something they're going to look into. The chief said that he didn't know how Scott Green acquired his weapons, and he did say weapons with an S. He said he believes that he had more than one gun. Again, something they're definitely going to be looking into. Police said that Scott Green is definitely no stranger to this Urbandale Police Department. Scott Michael Green is a 46-year-old man from Urbandale. Police say they knew him.
We're familiar with Mr. Green from our years of service. Most of the officers that have been in the city have some understanding of Mr. Green, yes. They've taken trips to his house or delivered service to him, never to anything of this extent, though.
It also appears Scott Green has a YouTube account where he's posted a few videos. One video is a photo of him holding an American flag and Confederate flag at a high school football game. In another video from the same day that appears to be recorded by Green, police refer to him by name at an Urbandale high school football game and tell him he was causing a disturbance inside of the stadium by flying a Confederate flag.
I was standing there as a peaceful person You weren't disruptive in any way?
Absolutely not. I was standing there.
Mr. Green, I've got several individuals that came down and said you were causing a disturbance inside of the stadium. That's why we asked you to leave the stadium.
I walked down and I stood there and I held up a flag.
In this video, Green claims he was assaulted while he was in the stands and wants police to file a report.
I did not want to cause any disruption at all.
But you have to understand.
I was peacefully protesting.
You have to understand in the current social climate that we're in, when you fly a Confederate flag standing in front of several African American people, that's going to cause a disturbance, okay? Whether you intended to or not, you have to understand. I'm not saying it's I never said it wasn't your right.
Constitutional right.
We have some information from Polk County District Court today that we want to share with you. Scott Green was in court with his mother just yesterday. Now, this court order that we saw said that Green abused his mother, and now he has to pay $10,000 to her because he financially exploited her. This court order says that he committed elder abuse against his mom, both physically and financially, and he was ordered to move out of the home that they both live in. Reporting live in Urbandale tonight from the site of this remarkable memorial, I'm Amanda Krenz for Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
All right, Amanda.
Amanda, thank you so much. We will check in with you as we get new details about Scott Green.
And with today's shooting deaths of 2 Metro police officers comes the natural question, what kind of person does this? As with the tendencies of any type of criminal, law enforcement tries to profile them, but that's tricky. I talked earlier today with a former FBI profiler who says people who go out to deliberately shoot police officers are frequently frustrated over run-ins with the law and the feeling that they've been treated unjustly.
If you add to that people who feel like they've been aggrieved by the police, both in an arrest situation and maybe in other settings like the Facebook post outside the high school stadium, people like that tend to then justify that law enforcement, for whatever reason in their mind, is corrupt, illegitimate, whatever it might be, and that they feel like they need to take the power into their own hands to eliminate people.
And he adds that many shooters of cops have drug issues and mental health problems, but that the trigger is often that feeling of unjust treatment. He says it's tough to catch someone before they try to shoot a police officer. Although they may be disgruntled, they may even speak or post about it, they usually haven't done anything illegal leading up to it. And we'll be right back.
You're watching Local 5 News at 6 in HD with Jack Miller, Stephanie Engelson. We are Iowa's most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Brad Edwards. And Local 5 Sports with Sports Director John Schaefer. This is Local 5 News at 6. We are Iowa.
Welcome back. A hard day in the Metro, and oftentimes in dark moments like these, there is great support in numbers.
Yeah, tonight a Metro church is holding a prayer vigil to help us all work through this grief. Local 5's Krista Burris is live in Urbandale with more.
The prayer service just got underway here at the Urbandale United Church of Christ. Dozens of people have gathered in the sanctuary, and coordinators say they're putting it on because the community requested it. They're taking a stand against violence while also trying to show support for the families of the officers. It'll be going on here for another half hour or so. Live in Urbandale, Krista Burris, Local 5 News.
Krista, thank you, and we will check back in at the memorial tonight at 10.
Time to switch gears now and talk about weather, and kind of a gloomy, dreary day today, Brad, but it sounds like yet again we're going to come out of this into some great weather.
We are. I mean, the sun is going to shine again tomorrow, and the temperatures are going to warm up. It's hard to believe we're heading into November. The first weekend of November. We'll take a look at the numbers coming up, so stay tuned.
We are Iowa's most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Brad Edwards, certified by Weather Rate, the independent weather experts.
Welcome back, everyone. Still gray skies over Des Moines. We've had a few breaks, though, in the clouds, and that'll continue tonight. Looking on the Orton Home Sky Cam, it is at least comfortable temperature-wise. We're at 63 degrees, cloudy skies here in Des Moines, and it's going to cool off tonight, but not dramatically, kind of gradually cooling back to the 50s and then the 40s. We got east-northeast wind on the light side, so it's going to be one of those quiet nights out there as the clouds break up. No rain to speak of in central Iowa. We had a few showers left over in northern and northwestern Iowa, and that's where we will see maybe a few sprinkles, but otherwise no more rain. We had very little rain go through central Iowa, less than 1/10 of an inch in both Ames and Des Moines. Heavier amounts in eastern Iowa, Burlington up to 1.33 there, and Davenport at 1,500. So Cedar Rapids over an inch too. We're looking at temperatures right now. We're in the 50s and 60s. We will be cooling down gradually tonight. Low 60s right now in central Iowa. Here's what we got for tomorrow during the day, though. Starting off in the 40s, right? It's going to be a cool start, crisp, then warming up back into the 60s. I think we'll be around 68 in Des Moines. Lots of sunshine, and it looks like a great night tomorrow night for some football. Of course, the Sooners are coming in town to play a Thursday night game in Ames. Around 60 degrees at kickoff, so pretty comfortable out there. Clear, cool conditions with light winds, and those winds are going to be on the light side. You can see fans will be having a good time out there. The winds will be about 5 miles per hour and dropping off, so not a bad night at all. As we look at the forecast for the highs heading into the weekend, this is unbelievable. These are more like September highs. We're talking close to 70 degrees on Friday, low 70s on Saturday. Again, we got a couple of sunny days here. A few clouds on Sunday, and if we get sunnier than this, we'll be warmer maybe, but 68, I mean, come on, that's pretty warm. That's about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than average for the next couple of days here. Well, all the rain has now moved to the east, or at least most of it has. They've had some thunderstorms in Illinois, even some severe storms there, at least a couple of warnings issued. Those are moving off quickly to the east, and we are going to see dry conditions. We could have used some rainfall. There's a really dry spot here in south central Iowa. They could definitely use some rain. Unfortunately, we have to wait again before any more rain comes in, and actually the 10-day forecast doesn't show much. We got a lot of sunshine tomorrow, and we'll keep that sun going until I said like Sunday. That's when we'll have some cloudiness moving in, and no rain really until Monday, and that chance is looking pretty low as far as any appreciable rainfall. So for tonight, we are looking at clearing skies, cooler, calmer, 46 for the low. Tomorrow looks pretty good. Lots of sunshine, 68 degrees as we go through Thursday afternoon. 71 on Friday, 72 Saturday. Sunday, we set the clocks back. Of course, it'll be Saturday night when you go to bed. Usually people do that. We got clouds around, but still a nice day. The rain chance is about 30% on Monday. Doesn't look like we're going to get much. Voting on Tuesday looks pretty good. Temperatures will be cool, but it's going to be a nice November day. And here's your 10-day tracker. You're thinking at some point we're just going to fall off the cliff, but there's no cliff there, Stephanie. It's still in the 60s and maybe even another 70 next week.
Yeah, that beautiful fall weather we only think we usually get a couple weeks of.
You're right.
We've had a lot of this.
Oh, we have. So just be thankful.
Yeah, a lot to be thankful for. All right, Brad. Thanks. Jack?
Well, thanks, Stephanie. Okay, Cubs fans, this is it. Tonight is Game 7 of the World Series. It's all on the line, and when we come back in sports, we'll get you ready for the game.
Now, Local 5 Sports with John Schaefer. We are Iowa Sports.
After celebration, really, Tuesday night for Cubs fans here in Iowa, this morning was truly a day of shock, disbelief, and surprise, and a lot of mourning going on as well. It's a reminder of just how insignificant sports truly is in the grand scheme of life, but at the same time, sports can be a reminder of the joys that come out of it, and a nice break from the harsh reality that is the evil that can shock this world on certain days. Now, Game 7 tonight, there is a lot of excitement around this game, especially here at Principal Park, and for good reason. The World Series, Addison Russell shocked everyone with 6 RBIs last night against the Cleveland Indians to force this to a 7th game. The Cubs trailed in this series 3-1, so it was a great showing for them, and they'll look to do more of the same tonight. Of course, Chris Bryant having some great at-bats as well. But really the question is, can they maintain that spark by their offense? Well, they'll approach tonight's game with the same exact mindset.
I mean, anybody who plays this game, you know, grows up dreaming of winning a World Series, and, you know, we to play in a Game 7 tomorrow. That's pretty special. So, I mean, we can't get too far ahead of ourselves when we were down 3-1. It was, take it a game at a time and try to get to Game 7. And tomorrow we're going to be there. And it's nice to kind of build off of these last 2 games with the momentum. And, today, obviously, with the offense is pretty special. And then our pitching was unbelievable. So hopefully we can do that tomorrow.
it's going to test both teams, I think. Tomorrow is a day that, you kind of have to put it out all on the table. I wouldn't even say the luckiest is going to win is the people that, come up in the big situations, the guys that make the routine plays, and the guys that make the spectacular plays to avoid the big inning.
So the Cubs trying to win their first ever World Series, at least since the early 1900s. It should be a lot of fun out in Cleveland tonight. That game starting on Fox at 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Come on down to the Principal Ballpark. There's a ton of people out here taking in this game. They're very excited to see if their Cubbies can bring one home. Reporting from Principal Park, I'm John Schaefer, Local 5 Sports. We are Iowa. We'll be right back. You're watching Local 5 News at 6.
All right, today was a gloomy day, but the sun returns tomorrow. In fact, it's going to be out most of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and probably even a little bit Sunday, but some clouds moving in. But look at those temperatures, close to 70 or above every day. A little rain possible Monday, but not much expected.
Wow. It goes on and on.
and on.
It does.
We know it will end, so just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad. We'll see you at 9 on CW and back here at 10.